Hi everyone, I'm Robert Falcione, the editor of HopNews.com. Welcome to this mobile edition of Live on Main at the Hopkinton Public Library, the new and incredibly transformed Hopkinton Public Library. With me today is the library director, Heather Backman. Thank you so much for doing this. We've done this once before.
Yep.
And hopefully we've still got some photos left over to insert into this video. But
Sure.
You have a favorite room here?
I mean, there's something to love in every room. It's actually a really hard question. The one that I have the most affection for might be this one that we're standing in here. Just because when I started here, when I was interviewing, I came in and I came on, I walked around the library and they said, well, here's where your desk is going to be. And I thought, I got to work in this space. And so I spent nearly 3 years in this room with my desk in here. And now, of course, it's so big and beautiful.
It is.
And, the stained glass window is still intact. It's not visible on the monitor, obviously, but it's lovely, and they've done such a beautiful job renovating it.
And it's really something else. You got the old, what would you call that, Gothic almost? These arched doorways and
Possibly.
yeah, and the woodwork is all restored.
Yes.
It looks brand new, but it's not, is it? It's,
There's some pieces of it, like the doors that are going into the other spaces. Those are new. Those are custom made. But things like the bottom of the columns there, that's restored. All the woodwork in the ceiling is restored wood.
and as we look around us at the room and the beautiful woodwork and the walls and the ceiling, we have the contrast of the old stained glass from perhaps the original church. Do you know when that was put in?
My inclination is to think it's probably from the 1960s renovation, though I'm
Okay.
not certain. But it says the fountain of wisdom flows through books, and I could imagine the original Episcopal Church, that was here,
Had a different
might
saying.
have older. And yeah, if you look at, for instance, on the other stained glass, it looks very, very different, and that is the original stained glass, as far as I know. So I think this was probably a mid 20th century addition.
Oh, it's very nice, it's beautiful, and not only is that, but a contrast with, as I've noticed, you have some Wi-Fi boosters on the walls here. So
Yeah, actually, it's our sound system. I think it's our for picking up the
Wireless.
microphone, I think.
fantastic.
Yes.
Well, but you do have internet here, internet accessibility
Yes.
all over the place,
Throughout
right?
the building, no password anymore, just get
Wow, just turn the computer on, bring your own computer,
Yep.
or use one here. And you do have limits on the time someone can spend on your computer?
We give people an hour at a time to begin with, I believe, but people can ask for extensions if there's nobody waiting. We have 8 adult computers in the building, I believe, or 8 or 10. I'm not doing well on my numbers today. So right now, we don't have the demand that anybody's waiting. So our philosophy kind of is, if no one's waiting for it and you want to use it, keep using it. We can extend people's time.
Oh, great.
It should, in fact, extend automatically if you're logged in with a library card as opposed to a guest pass.
And you did use the word adult,
Yes,
and because you do have other rooms too. You have a
Yes.
children's room
yes,
and a teen room.
yes, we do.
And then you have the downstairs, what would you call that, study room?
That's part of the adult area, yeah.
Uh-huh.
So we sort of have the main floor and then the lower level, which is our quieter space, as you know.
Yeah, well, I know, sometimes I'm shushing the librarian. No, I don't do that, I wouldn't do anything like that. But this is a different kind of library than I grew up with, in that people are a little louder,
Yes.
and you have to kind of get used to that. I
Yes.
think more like a college library might have been.
Yes. There's been a lot of changes. Libraries are really becoming less of a repository for stuff and more of a space for people to, we're less of there's a report that came out that, everybody read it in the library world. It goes on about libraries as people, place, and platform. So, we provide the resources, but really what we are is a location people can come to or a place people can visit online and do things. But we do try to maintain, we know that there are people who like a quieter environment, and we certainly have a lot of people who come in to study, to do their schoolwork. So the lower level we try to keep as a little bit of a quieter space for people to do that kind of thing. And of course, we have the 3 study rooms down there that are reservable and
Right, so if you want really, really quiet space,
Yeah.
those study rooms are available, and are they soundproof? They're pretty close to it, if not.
and they're certainly not. We've had some groups in there that got a little bit louder, and they are not soundproof, but they're pretty quiet. You close the door, and especially since it's usually quieter on the lower level anyway, you know, you can really concentrate in there. So
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yes.
And you've got the periodical sections. Those come in every morning or afternoon, or when would you?
Newspapers daily in the morning usually, and then magazines are just whatever delivery schedule they're on. So we get, most of them come in once a month or once every 2 weeks, and we get them out there as soon as we can.
Now, I've noticed that when I peruse the New York Times on my phone, on my tablet, I think my computer too, they allow me only so many articles.
Yes.
Do you subscribe to it online in here so that people can continue to read it online?
I know we have a database that does it historically. I don't know what we have that would be up to
see.
date, but we do have the New York Times on paper.
Yes, imagine that. And what is that? No, just kidding. So that's great. Of course, the president called it something else. He had another adjective for it. But it's a very rich paper with all kinds of information and features and lots of writers, lots of very good writers, and thick on opinion. So, and there are other papers too, the local Worcester Telegram,
Yep.
Metro West Daily News.
We get the Independent, we get the Crier. We would get the Hop News if it were a published.
But you can get the Hop News here too.
Yes.
Because there's Wi-Fi everywhere, and you can just hook into it. And as I understand,
Log right in.
you just said you don't need a password anymore,
No
so
password,
that's a good
just
thing.
Sit down and go. Yep.
Now, what do you think the busiest, the most used part of the library is?
Oh, that's tough. I mean, it ebbs and flows too with different times of day. So, you know, we get a lot of people, and especially now it's finals time, so the lower level gets really, really busy. The study rooms are in almost constant use, especially in the afternoons, a lot of tutors coming in. Our children's room has seen, everything has seen drastic increase in foot traffic, but children's has been very, very busy. The teen room, if you go after school, a lot of days it'll be every seat in the place has a kid in it. And they're also upstairs and downstairs and, wandering around the building. So, I don't know if there's any one area that's really outshining everything else. We're getting use across the spectrum. Which
Is there any
really great.
Underserved area that you'd like to see more people come and use?
I think I'd love to see more people taking advantage of these function rooms that we have. And we were a little slower on the launch with that because we were getting set in the new building. We opened up our 3 rooms that are larger event rooms for reservation in December.
And this is one of them.
This is one of them.
This is the old church with all
Yep.
kinds of seating behind us.
Yep, and we have a conference room, we have a classroom downstairs, and town departments, boards, committees, nonprofits that have a Hopkinton resident member can reserve for, the events have to be free and open to the public, and you just have to be in and out during library open hours. But yeah, we're seeing definite upswing in use, but we sort of did a soft launch because we wanted to be able to manage
Right,
the use
right.
and get used to letting people in and having it work smoothly. But they are, every month there's a few more and people are figuring out that we're here. So I'd love to see, something, I'd love to not have a situation where you can walk in and say, hey, can we have this interview in this room? And I can say, yes, there's nobody in it.
Oh.
I want people in it all the
Right,
time.
yeah.
All the time.
Well, then, next time, we just have to book it way ahead to talk to you in here.
Sure.
So the rooms, some of the function rooms that are available for groups are a little underserved. And how would they get there? Would they call 508?
So yes, you can call 508-497-9777 and ask to be connected to the reference desk. That's where we handle reservations through. But the best way to do it is to go straight to our website. And I think we've got the link on the front page, but you can also go to library information and to meeting rooms. And there's a link there to our policy, which we ask everybody to read and agree to. And then we have an online room request system. So you can go in and it'll show you what days and what times are available, what rooms, and you just put your request in, give us your information, and we try to turn those around and approve them as quickly as we reasonably can.
Have you seen an uptick in people asking for cards?
Yes. Yes. In fact, I was just at the trustees last night, and it has slowly been, leveling off a little bit. And then last month, for whatever reason, again, we had 100 178, one of those numbers.
Wow.
Cards, it was 21, it was 178, I think, because we had 21 cards May 2015 that we issued.
Wow.
178.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been astounding. I mean, our early days in here, we were seeing 500, 600, 700, 800% increases in cards issued over 3 years ago when we were here.
That's fantastic.
It's been amazing.
Yeah,
It's
and I
been
do
really
see,
wonderful.
you can see the people using
Yes.
the facility, people sitting there reading the periodicals, the newspaper, and
Yeah.
more than one time a week,
Yes.
a lot of them. And some maybe
Yes.
every day, I don't know.
We have regulars.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the wonderful thing too is it's not just, you think, well, we've got this boom in terms of housing expansion, we'll see the new residents coming in, but we get folks walking in who say, I haven't been in here in 5 years.
Wow.
I heard somebody the other day who was here for an event, he stopped at the circulation desk and he said, I haven't been in this building since 1945.
Really?
People are coming back who sometimes decades have passed and they haven't been. So it's really, really been remarkable to see that kind of renewed interest.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
especially with the mix of the modern, not just the architecture, but the services you offer and the facilities itself and the resources that you have here. It's a mix, and so it's a great place. You really, if you haven't been here before, or if you're only passed through really quickly, stop by and take a look and spend some time. Take out a book. Now you have CDs, DVDs.
CDs, books on CD, DVDs, we have downloadable electronic books, electronic audiobooks, electronic streaming video, actually, which not a lot of people know about, magazines that you can download as well. So we're full service.
What is electronic streaming video?
Oh, it's basically our Overdrive service, which we get through our consortium, and most people use it for books and audiobooks, but they also have a video option, so they have movies on there. You can sit down and check out a movie and watch it.
Kind of like Netflix?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah?
And it's not probably quite as easy to get it on your internet TV, but
Well,
yes.
it's funny. Netflix is putting a lot of original content on,
Yes,
probably because
they
they don't
are.
want to pay for other people's content.
Yeah.
Because that's totally changed, I think, how America watches video. Because years ago,
Completely.
you would go to the video store, and there would be 50 spaces for the number one movie, but it's all empty.
Yep.
But that's okay. They'll be back in a week or so, whatever it is. But Netflix doesn't have that.
Yes,
They don't have the latest.
yes.
And I don't even know where you find the latest anymore, except the movies. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you to Heather Backman,
Thank
the
you.
library director, for speaking with me and for giving us an update. You having fun?
Oh, yes.
Good.
I am being challenged every day intellectually, and I get to talk to amazing people, hear wonderful things. It's a lot of fun. It's
Good.
a lot of fun.
And thanks for
Come say hi
watching.
to me.
Yeah.